We can go ahead with the roll call.
Okay. Sherry Butler.
Here.
Kyler Cox. Mercedes Kaiser.
Here.
Jason Mitchell.
Here.
Shannon Murray.
Here.
Ashley Pasquale.
Here.
Alex Ross.
Here.
Philip Shannon.
Here.
And Councilmember David Lane.
Present.
Thank you.
We will now go ahead to the call to the public for citizens wishing to address the board on issues within the jurisdiction of the board. Your comments must be limited to 3 minutes or less. If you wish to address an item already on today's agenda, you should wait until that item is announced for a public hearing. At the conclusion of the open call to the public, individual members of the board may respond to criticism made by those who address the board, may ask staff to review a matter, or may ask that a matter be placed on a future agenda. However, board members cannot discuss or take legal action on matters not already on the agenda. We have a Mr. Rice here signed up to talk. Go ahead.
Greetings, good afternoon or evening, whichever you prefer. I did provide a physical picture to help this, but I live in the South End, not far from Thunderbolt Middle School. And when I bought my home there was this big open space, and our real estate agent says, oh, that's city property, and someday that'll be a park. And so I waited patiently. Nothing happened until about 2 years ago. What I was told, and I got a notice of this, the city put up the property for auction, and developers bid on it, and somebody won, and it fell through. So my understanding at the moment is it's back in the city's hands and is just a big open space. It is not awash. Water does not run through it. There are approximately 79, 80 homes immediately surrounding it, and thousands of homes are within a very short walking distance to it. There's a public access off of Rolling Hills. And as I look at the park department website that shows all the city parks, they're basically in this long line going from the island kind of up the center of town through McCulloch. There's a couple to the north, but there's nothing until you get to Sarah Park in the south. It's 5 acres. And I would request that it's looked at to see its feasibility for being a park. I'm not asking for any, great structures. It could simply be a place to walk and, picnic tables, maybe a couple of shade shelters. I'm not sure if a bathroom is required, but anyway, I just want to know what's possible. I am willing to personally walk door to door and rally my neighbors and sign a petition if I just didn't want to bother them if you said, go away, you're bothering us. So I think it's a great opportunity because there's absolutely nothing else in the South End. I mean, you have to leave the city to get to Sarah Park. And so I just think it'd be an awesome 5-acre complex. It's landlocked. So there's no roads in it. So I just think it'd be a great opportunity, and I wanted to bring it to your attention again, if it's new to you, and to say that I'm here as a citizen volunteer to help find out what the interest in the neighborhood is, or do whatever a public can do. But I welcome your feedback on it at some future date, get it on a future agenda after you've had time to look at it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Would any member of the board like to respond or have questions? Sorry. Perfect. And then we move on to agenda item 5, approval of November 27th meeting minutes. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve. This is Mercedes Kaiser.
Can I get a second?
I'll second the motion.
Perfect. All in favor, say aye.
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 Perfect. All right. We will move on to agenda item number 6, the staff report. Mr. Keene.
Thank you. In the recreation area, our youth basketball program will begin practice January 29th. We have a recreation aide position currently open, so if anybody is interested in working in our recreation department, please visit our website at www.lhcaz.gov. Staff is starting to work on the planning for teen break. In the aquatics area, we have a WSI class February 16th through the 19th, and Kinderswim will begin February 26th. Some events going on in the community center. Havasu Stitchers Staycation Quilting class is January 22nd through the 24th. Masters Gardener Seminar will be January 25th. The Eagles Tribute Concert, January 26th. Havasu Side by Sides Hoedown will be January 27th. A Journey Tribute Concert will be held January 28th. The Havasu Stitchers Biannual Quilt Show, February 2nd and 3rd. Roy Orbison Tribute Band will be playing February 4th. A tribute to Billy Joel and Elton John, February 8th. Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac Tribute Band on February 9th. REO Speedwagon Tribute Band will be playing February 10th. Eastern Star Bunko will be held on February 12th. A premiere tribute to ABBA will be February 16th. A tribute to the Bee Gees will be February 17th. The Garth Brooks Tribute Band will be playing February 18th. The Daughters of the American Revolution will be holding a Bunko event on February 22nd. The Mark Hahn Dinner Banquet will be held February 24th. And Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons Tribute Band will be playing February 25th. A few events out in the parks. Starline Music Performance will be held February 1st under the London Bridge. The 7th Annual Lake Havasu City Disc Golf Open will be held February 2nd through the 4th at the Sarah Park Disc Golf Course. Winterfest Street Festival will be held February 3rd and 4th on McCulloch Boulevard. Havasu Skates will be having an event February 10th at the Sarah Park Rotary Rink. The WPA Winter Blast Pyrotechnic Show will be held February 15th through the 18th at Sarah Park. And Pickle Fest will be held February 23rd through the 25th at Dick Sant Park. With that, I'll take any questions.
Are there any questions for Mr. Keene? Councilmember?
Pickle Fest at Dick Sant Park. Is it a festival for pickles or is it pickleball?
It is a pickleball festival. Tournament, I guess I should say.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Awesome. Well, I just wanted to say, Mr. Keene, thank you guys so much. You guys did an awesome job. I know there were a lot of events over the holiday season, and I thought they were beautiful. And so thank you for all of your hard work. The city was really lovely. With that, we'll move on to public hearing, item 7.1. Director Keene?
Thank you. Just a quick update where we're at with the Downtown Catalyst project. We did receive a couple of bids that came in for this project. Neither one of them were acceptable in our budget range. So we are working with the architect, our Public Works Department, to just kind of refine what some options are there to make sure that we when we do present a project to not only this board but to council, that it is within acceptable ranges. This is a process that is very common. We do it all the time in the Public Works Department as bids come in that are, over the budgeted amount. We work with contractors. What can we do to get this within range? So that's kind of where we're at. Again, we're working with Dig Studios as well as an internal team of staff to get this project again within a acceptable budget range, and what can we do a little bit differently. So that concludes my update for tonight. With that, I'll take any questions.
Are there any questions? I have a quick question. So when Dig Studios goes back and does, basically tweaks their design, are they under contract until we have a bid? They're going to work on a design that works, or do they charge us each time? I know that's not like the politically correct way to say that, but
That'll be part of our negotiations.
Okay. Awesome. Anyone else? Okay. We can go ahead and move on to discussion item 7.2, the field and court upgrade.
Just need to open it to the public if anyone has any comments on that.
Sorry. Would any member of the public like to ask any questions? Perfect. Now we can move on to item 7.2.
Okay, so this is an update on the progress of upgrading the fields and courts. So kind of finished up some of the work up at Dixant Park. We're moving to Sarah Park to continue working on the ball fields, leveling and regrading those. Just with the holidays, getting Christmas decorations up and down, and all of the fun that goes on there. We've just been that the project got put on hold for just a little bit of time, but we're going to be getting that back out there in the next couple of weeks. We did do some work up at Dixant Park and within the Mike Delaney pickleball complex. The last 4 courts that were built, really on the west side where everybody would sit to watch, it was just a small sidewalk. So we added quite a bit of concrete in that area. And then the Pickleball Association will be purchasing shade structures as well as bleachers. And so we'll assemble them and get those up in that area to kind of finish out that, so that there's an area where people can sit and watch, especially during tournaments and that play. They have a little bit bigger area there. That kind of concludes my presentation on the field and court upgrades. With that, I'll take any questions.
Are there any questions? Would anyone from the public like to address the board?
Doug Carr. Yeah, we want to thank the city for pouring that concrete for the last little bit to put 2 more shade structures up and bleachers for those last 4 courts that we built. And they also put a lot of curbing in for the new parking lot that's supposed to be done a year ago, but it's fine. It's coming together out there. And the Pickle Fest is got over 200 people, and they're looking to maybe 250 players for the tournament at the end of next month. So please show up and check it out. There'll be some vendors up there, taco truck, coffee truck. It'll be real busy up there, and hopefully there's no baseball, but usually we try to work around that. And someday we'll get lights. And I still have lots of money for lights. Thank you.
Anyone from the board? Awesome. Well, thank you guys for all your hard work. It's exciting to hear. We're excited for Pickle Fest. With that, we'll move on to item 7.3, the Island Path project update.
So I just kind of wanted to give the board an update on a project that was approved by council on October 10th, and a notice to proceed was given on November 15th to repave the island walking path. That's approximately 3.5 mile path out on the island, very heavily used, multi-use, whether it's biking, running, jogging, any rollerblading or skateboarding on it has been very difficult because of the condition of the path for quite a number of years. But that project is moving forward well. They're working on the eastern portion of the path currently. They have about half of the eastern portion, so maybe a quarter or so of the path is repaved. We're currently working on grading the rest of the eastern half. Some paving will be done, additional paving this week, weather permitting, as well as the 2 parking lots will be repaved, one of them in front of the island football field, and the second path, that main parking lot right there on the corner of Beachcomber and McCulloch, will also be getting paved. Again, their schedule was for this week. We'll see how the weather plays into that. And then they'll do a couple thousand feet of paving along the path as well, where they're currently grading. Then the intention will be that we switch sides and we allow people to walk on the eastern portion, close off the western portion. They'll pulverize the current path, regrade it, and pave it. The entire project is scheduled to be completed by May. They are a little ahead of schedule, so hopefully that continues. Again, a lot of that is weather dependent, but a very nice project, very needed out there. The condition of that path was pretty rough, so it'll be a nice smooth surface now. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Are there any questions?
There you go. Just one, but first of all, I use this path a lot with my kids. I love using this path. I'm excited that this is getting some work done. But because I do use it, and with the public as well, is it available to use now, or is there going to be certain sections blocked off or anything like that?
Technically, the east side is closed, and the west side is open. There is a cut through that goes through Grand Island Park itself, so that you could still do a loop. It's just a much smaller loop. We have seen a lot of people out utilizing the eastern side. I just want to express some caution there. It is still an active construction site. They will be paving. That asphalt is hot when it first comes out of the machinery, and some concrete work as well. So definitely would express some caution if you're on the eastern side of that path.
Cool, thanks.
Any other questions? Okay, with that, we'll open it up to the public. No? Perfect. We'll bring it back to the board. Any final comments? Awesome. With that, we'll move on to item 7.4, the Site 6 boat ramp.
Okay. So another wonderful project that is much needed. This project is the replacement of the boat ramp at Site 6. With that replacement, we'll also be reducing the grade slightly so that the ramp isn't as steep, and that should help with some of the comments that we received that it's very difficult to get your pull your boat out of the ramp there on Site 6. So this project was awarded to Kinney Construction by City Council on October 24th, and a notice to proceed was given on November 22nd. Demolition of the ramp structure and some of the retaining walls that needed to be replaced with the project have been done, and they're currently working on getting some of the fill material all graded and ready to pour the ramp itself, and then they'll slide the in-water portion into the water where the ramp will be then added as it goes up. So that project is moving along as well. We are hopeful that completion will be in March. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Ashley.
Okay, thank you, Madam Vice Chair and Director Keene. I have two questions. I don't know if you set a timeline for when that will be completed. That is my first question. And then second question is, will that launch ramp continue to be free of charge?
We are hopeful the completion of that will be in March of this year. And yes, currently there are no plans to have a fee associated with the use of that ramp.
Thank you.
I would also like to mention, if anybody is looking for a free launch ramp in Lake Havasu City, with the Site 6 ramp being down, the Riviera has graciously allowed people to launch at the new launch ramp they have there at Riviera for free until at least through March. So,
Are there any other questions? With that, we'll open it up to the public. Anyone from the public? No. Okay, we'll bring it back to the board. I have a real quick question. Do you have any sense, just out of curiosity, the use between Site 6 versus like the state park ramp? Like which one kind of gets used more, or just like I said?
if I had to guess, I would guess Windsor, the state park gets utilized more. We don't have a traffic counter at Site 6, so I don't have a true number of how often that's used.
Awesome. Anyone else from the board? Okay. Well, then we will move on right along here to agenda item 8, future discussion items. Would anyone like to place an item on for a future discussion?
I have a suggestion.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. The call to the public made me think about the process for how a piece of city land or land designated for a park actually becomes a park. And I wondered if that could be a topic just for informational purposes for the board at a future meeting.
Are we able to put that on the agenda without a second, or do I need to?
You'll need a second.
I need a second. Can I get someone to second a agenda item where we discuss the process for putting something on as a park, designating something as a park?
This is Mercedes Kaiser. I'll second.
Perfect. Thank you both. Is there anything else we would like to place on for a future discussion item? All right. Well, we will go ahead and move on to our future meetings.
Okay, future meeting dates, February 26th and March 25th.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
thank you. I just wanted to discuss something about future meetings. The city council will be having their retreat at the end of this month on the 31st. That is the time that the city council decides which council member is going to sit on which committee and so my year here on this is up. I don't know whether or not I will be chosen to come back. I may not. I just don't know. So I just wanted to say what a pleasure it's been to work with all of you over this past year. And I'm hoping that I'll be back for my final year on the council, but I won't know until after the retreat. So I just want to take this opportunity that at your future meetings, if I'm not there, it's been a blast. And thank you for all the hard work that you guys do and devoting your time to the city. We sure do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're hopeful you'll be back too. With that, at 6:24, we will go ahead and adjourn the meeting.